Hi. For those that don't know me, I'm Virginia Walton, and I'm an executive burnout coach. I'm helping corporate women optimize their productivity while prioritizing self-care to avoid burnout. Now, prior to starting my coaching practice, I spent 24 years in the banking and finance industry, where I worked my way from teller at a small community bank to senior vice president of a $27 billion bank. I was at the level of SVP by the age of 38. I would love to tell you that it was easy peasy and family connections and fancy degrees that got me there, but it wasn't. It was determination, hard work, and a lot of long days. And I nearly burned out along the way. So now I'm working to help other women have the same or greater level of success without burning out, so you can be even more efficient and enjoy life more along the way. So I'm guessing today's topic caught your interest as we talk about our superheroes experiencing burnout. And if you're like, Virginia, they're fictional characters. They're the ones who save the world when we mere mortals can't. I'm not kidding. I actually read an article over the weekend about a change they were making with the character of Superman's son. And as they set the scene, they explain Superman is emotionally and physically exhausted from saving the world. Makes sense, right? He was saving the world when I was a kid, so he's got to be exhausted. Not to mention, how stressful is it finding a place to change now since we don't have phone booths anymore? Okay, seriously though. If even our fictional characters are experiencing burnout, why do we think we wouldn't? And you may be feeling like, I'm not trying to save the world. I'm just trying to hold it together to get through today, to get to the end of the week. But in reality, that's your world. You're trying to be the best leader, manager, employee, mother, spouse, daughter, sister, PTO president, troop leader, sports coach, cheer coach, whatever, right? Our lists go on. And we're trying to give all those roles we wear our best. It's exhausting. Absolutely exhausting. So, take comfort in knowing that even our superheroes need a break. So, hopefully you found a little humor in the analogy. But now let's be serious. In a recent article by techrepublic.com, they listed the 5 top signs of burnout. Disengagement. Is it taking more effort to get out of bed, to open the laptop? Are things that you normally got through quickly just seem like they're taking a lot longer because you're just dreading it? Sound familiar? I've been there. And you're not normally a procrastinator, so it's not the case. It's just a lot harder to get through it. Forgetfulness. Right? Think about the common example we always use. We walk into a room and go, why did I walk in here? We stand there for a few moments, still can't remember, walk back, start to get back into something else, then you remember, right? So for my 6 Sigma people, wasted time, rework. That's another negative impact on your productivity. Anxiety, insomnia. So here you are, you're anxious, you got to get all these things done. It's taking you so much longer to get things done, longer than usual. So now you're beating yourself up because you're not being your best in whatever role it is, whatever hat you're wearing at that moment. So now comes time to go to bed. Another fellow coach used this great term, tired and wired, right? You're exhausted. You're like, I just need sleep. and your head hits the pillow and your to-do list starts running through your mind. You're not sleeping. You're stressing. So it's even worse. So now you're going to start the next day tired and defeated. Right? It's a vicious cycle. I know when I get tired, I fall into the next one. Edgy. Right? As soon as I said that, you can either think of a time you were or a time that somebody was a little edgy with you. So let's talk about the ones how you react to the edgy person. Nobody likes them. Right? Nobody wants to deal with the person who's going to bite your head off, be snarky, be short with you, right? That's not how you get more done. That's not how you move ahead. And if you're not normally like that, when you are, you feel like crap yourself, right? I've bitten people's heads off and then was like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. So now I'm feeling even worse. And I'm sitting there stewing on the fact that I was this snarky, witchy woman at work that nobody likes. And even maybe you're managing to not be edgy at the office or with your coworkers. But what about when you get home? Are you a little impatient with your loved ones? Right? You've probably heard the old analogy. The boss yells at the employee. He comes home, yells at his wife. The wife yells at the kids. The kids kick the dog. Right? Now, hopefully none of you are kicking your pets. I certainly never did. But we can all relate to that feeling, right? It comes out at you and you dump it out on somebody else, right? Flows downhill. So again, you're not getting stuff done and you're beating yourself up because that's not who you want to be. That's not who you are. And then it gets to the point where you're experiencing cynicism. It just doesn't matter anymore. This all sucks. Work sucks. I'm shitty at home because I'm feeling like crap at work. It's a vicious cycle. Listen, it's okay if you feel that way. You're not alone. And trust me, I know I'm not the only one that's felt that way. So how do you stop it? How do you break this cycle? Well, take a break. Seriously. I know you've heard it 1,000 times, but you got to disconnect. And no, I don't mean you have to go spend 2 weeks, in the mountains, chanting and communing with nature. Hey, if that works for you and you've got the time to do it, great. I'm a little envy. Well, actually I'm not. I don't like camping. So that would totally stress me out. But I mean more than just the annual vacation in the summer with the family or, the 2 weeks you take off in the course of the year. You got to have regular time of disconnection. It does not have to be a lot. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, have you seen my calendar? I literally start my Zoom calls at 8:30 and they go till 6:30. When would you like me to disconnect, Virginia? I get that. I get it. But you've got to plan it. You got to take time. It can be 10 minutes. 10 minutes, right? If you're leading the meeting, if you're leading the conference call, and you've scheduled an hour, make sure you manage so that at the end, you're done 10 or 15 minutes early. Give everybody 10 minutes. You've heard me say this before. When we were in high school, we got time for the passing of classes. You got time to move from one thing to the next, right? Even in college, I went to Rutgers University, so your classes were on different campuses. Your counselor would tell you, do not take back-to-back classes on 2 different campuses. You don't have the time to get from one to the next. Yet here we go into corporate America, and we schedule meetings right up against each other. We don't give ourselves time to move from one to the next. And if you're thinking, well, I'm still working from home, so I don't need to physically move. It's just close one window, open the next. You mentally need to move from the first topic to the next to prepare. So give yourself time to disconnect. Find time in your day, block it on your calendar for 10 minutes to go take a walk. We still have the good weather in most of the country, right? It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Take advantage. Get outside for a few minutes. If you're still working from home, walk around the block. Walk around your house, like the exterior. Something to just disconnect, refresh. Doing this regularly, sitting still for a few minutes, will refresh you. It's that go, 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 go that's draining you, that's wearing you out, that's making you edgy. Give yourself a few minutes every day. If you can get more, great. You can get 30 minutes to go sit and eat lunch away from your computer. Awesome. Read a book, watch a podcast that makes you laugh. Great. But even if you can't get 30 minutes, make sure you get 10 regularly. You need more than just your annual vacation. Listen to your body. It's going to tell you when it needs rest. Don't fight it. It's the only one you got. It's the only thing that is with you from the beginning to the end of your life is your body. Take care of it. Trust me, I used to fight it. No, I can run on 5 hours sleep. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm powering ahead. I'm climbing the ladder. I'm getting it done. I'm meeting my deadlines. I don't need sleep. And then eventually one morning, the alarm would go off and I'd be like, whoa. There is no way I can physically keep my eyes open to drive to the office. It's just not possible. So there I am, one-eyed with my phone in bed, trying to reschedule meetings, update my out of office, send an email to my team that I need to take a sick day. And I sleep for 15 hours. 15 hours. Talk about lost productivity. Not to mention I've annoyed people who were depending on me that day. I may have put my team in a bad spot because I'm quickly delegating without having properly given them the information they need for something to delegate to them. So instead of giving them a great opportunity to learn and excel, I've thrown them to the wolves, so to speak. Well, that's fabulous. Or worse, at least my body would say, shut down, sleep. Your body might be so run down, you get sick. If there's anything we've learned, right, in the last year and a half, it's how quickly we can pass our germs from pushing on to too much. And then it knocks you out, right? So listen, rest. Be realistic when you set your expectations. Not everything needs to be done today. I know that's a hard lesson to learn. I've been there. I was in a culture where it was real people, fast answers. And even as we changed over the years, that fast answers lingered with me. And I kept trying to get everything done immediately. And you know what? We're going to go back to rework. Because I was rushing, it wasn't great. I'd miss something. I'd have to redo something. Counterproductive, right? Get organized, right? Look at your week. Plan. That's how you make sure that there's time where you see, hey, I can take a break here. I'm gonna block that on my calendar. Know what to expect for your day ahead of time. Don't just walk into the office. It's the simple things, right? I worked with an executive who every evening he would look at his calendar for the next day. Not just to know what meetings he had and if he had an 8:30 meeting or if his first meeting was until 9:30. But in part to know what to wear. Yeah. Like most offices, we've gone business casual, but there's sometimes when that's not appropriate. If there was a client meeting, he needed to kick it up a notch. And one day he didn't check. And he came in and saw there was a client meeting. Luckily, he lived close enough to run home to change into the appropriate attire for that meeting. That can be stressful. That can waste time, right? I've also had colleagues who, similar situation, but they didn't live close enough. Thankfully, there was a clothing store just across the highway from our office. And I know a few of us who had to run over and get something more appropriate than the jeans we'd worn that day. So again, you're adding to your stress. You're stressing your calendar by needing that extra time. You forgot to check or you forgot that there was that client meeting and you show up not completely prepared. So take the time, build the habit to plan. At least look at your day for the next day, or before you leave for the evening, look and see what's tomorrow before you shut down. Oh, do I need to be dressed for Zoom calls? Or do I have a day where it's all one-on-one calls? Plan, get organized, build the time in too to get those little breaks. It'll make life so much better. A little bit of planning, right? Lastly, when you've gotten to this point, if you're feeling all 5 signs that we just talked about, lean into your support system. And if you're saying, I don't have one, Virginia, maybe you're trying to be the best all you can be, but you don't have a spouse or partner at home, or you're a single parent who doesn't have grandparent support and you're feeling, or a good mentor. That's where a coach can help. And this is when a coach can be even better in terms of your colleagues and loved ones and family as a support system. Because they're completely separate from your world. A coach's only objective is to help you be your best version of you, right? Your manager wants you to be great, but they also have to worry about their performance and how the team is doing as a whole. The same may be true with your family, right? They're looking at your family as a whole and trying to balance it with the best of intentions, but they come to the table with those thoughts. A coach like me doesn't. You're our priority. You are the one that we want to help. You are the one we're supporting. You are the only one we're trying to help find a solution for. Granted, we have multiple clients, but you get my point. That we don't have a bias in helping you find your solution. Our only focus in your solution is you. So if you don't know where to start, and you're like, yes, I'm relating to all of those or some of those, or I can feel it starting and I need to stop it and I don't know how, we should talk. I'm here to help support you. If you don't have a support system, get it. And if you don't know where to start to get one, message me and I will help you. It's worth it. You're worth it. Because you can't keep going on at that rate. Everybody has a breaking point. Even our fictional superheroes that save our world. And guess what? They're really not saving the world. They're not caring for everybody in your world. You are. And if you burn yourself out and run yourself down, who's going to do that? Yeah. So with that, I remind you, maybe you didn't need to hear this right now, but someone you know may. And saying that we're hitting our breaking point isn't something we're always the first to admit. So share this. You might be helping a friend more than you know. And again, I am here to support you. So drop me a comment, message me, check out my website, virginiawalton.com. And with that, be well.